Right now, someone is looking exactly this, an account ready, money available, one button between them and their first investment. They are not going to press it. What I'm about to explain is something most people go their entire lives never fully understanding about themselves. Not because they don't understand the money, not because they don't understand the math. We have covered that math on this channel more than once. They are not pressing it because of something quieter, older and far more powerful than logic and fear. And by the end of this video, you are going to see exactly what that fear costs and exactly how small that first step out of it actually is. Section 1. The 3 fears that stop people from investing. These 3 things are the real reason almost nobody actually starts. Fear 1. Losing money. This is the loudest fear, and it's not irrational. Market do drop. 2008 was brutal. 2020 wiped out years of gain in weeks. But here's what the fear usually skips. Every historical market crash or record has been followed by a recovery, and the S&P 500 average annual return across every rolling 20-year period in its history has been positive. The fear isn't wrong that the market fall. It's wrong that falling means losing. You only lose if you sell at the bottom. Fear 2. Not knowing enough. Most people think they need a financial degree to start. They don't, and that belief alone keeps them stuck for years. This one convinces people that investing is a specialized skill, reserved for people who read balance sheet for fun. In reality, buying a single board index fund requires less financial knowledge than filling a tax return. The fear of inadequacy is doing more damage than actual inadequacy ever could. Fear 3. It being too late already. This one is quite brutal. The belief that everyone else started earlier, that starting now is somehow pointless compared to starting 10 years ago. It isn't. The only truly late start is that one that never happens. Section 2. Why waiting feels safe but is actually the biggest risk. Here's the part almost nobody considers. Waiting, it's neutral, it's a decision, and it has a cost. Waiting feels like safety because nothing bad happens today. No market dip touches your money, no mistake gets made, but inflation runs whether you invest or not, averaging roughly 2 to 3% a year in most developed countries. Cash sitting still doesn't stay still in value. It quietly shrinks. Here's the real comparison. Someone who invested $200 a month starting today at 10% average annual return has roughly $410,000 after 30 years. Someone who waited 5 years to feel ready and then started the exact same $200 a month for the remaining 25 years ends up with roughly $240,000. 5 years of waiting just cost that person $170,000. Not because they made a bad investment, because they made no investment at all. That's the risk nobody names, not the risk of loss, the risk of stillness. Section 3. How people lose thousands by doing nothing at all. This is the invisible cost that never shows up on a bank statement. Doing nothing feels like doing nothing. It doesn't feel like a financial decision at all, which is exactly why it's so costly. There's no red number, no alert, no obvious signs of loss. Just years passing while available path sits untouched. Take someone with 10,000 sitting in a standard saving account, earning around 3.5% for 10 years. It grows to roughly $14,100. The same 10,000 in board index fund, averaging 10% over a decade, grows to roughly around $25,900. That's an $11,800 difference created entirely by inaction, not by any bad decision. Nobody feels this loss the way they feel a stolen wallet or a bad investment. It just quietly caps what could have been. Section 4. The smallest possible first step anyone can take today. Here's the antidote, and it's genuinely small. This is the smallest version of this step that exists, and it still works. Open a free investment account. Most of them take under 10 minutes. Buy one unit, not a portfolio. One single unit of board index fund and S&P 500 tracker, whatever your platform offers. You don't need a plan. You need one action that proves the fear was smaller than it felt. That's it. $5, £10, whatever feels genuinely low stake to you right now. The amount is almost irrelevant. What matters is that you've now done the thing the fear was built around avoiding, and it didn't hurt. That single action rewires the entire relationship. Every action after that first one gets easier, because the fear was never really about the money. It was about the unknown, and now it's known. Section 5. Why action always beat perfect timing. Here's the truth almost nobody wants you to hear. There's no such thing as perfect moment. People wait for the market to dip, then they wait for it to recover before they trust it again. Then they wait for a bonus, a raise, a better time. Every one of these delays feels reasonable in the moment. None of them are actually about timing. They're the same fear wearing a new outfit each time. Studies on market timing consistently shows that even professional fund managers fail to reliably predict short-term market movements. If experts with entire research team can't consistently time the market, waiting for your own personal perfect moment isn't a strategy. It's the fear finding a new sentence to hide inside. Time in the market has beaten timing. The market in almost every long-term study ever done. And it isn't close. The person who starts small today, imperfectly, nervously, without a full plan, consistently outperforms the person still waiting for a certainty 5 years from now. Not because they are smarter, because they started the compounding clock, and the clock does not wait for the confidence. Section 6. What fear actually cost you over a lifetime, not just a few years. Let's zoom out of 5 years to an entire working life, because this is where the fear gets genuinely expensive. Here's the number almost nobody calculates: the lifetime cost, not the 5-year cost. Imagine two people, both 25, both capable of investing $150 a month. One starts immediately. The other one spends the next 15 years feeling nervous, waiting for certainty that never quite arrives, and finally starts at 40. The person who started at 25, investing for 40 years at the 10% annual return, ends up with roughly $948,000. The person who started at 40, investing for the remaining 25 years at the same rate, ends up with roughly $199,000. 15 years of hesitation cost that second person over $700,000, not from one bad decision, from thousands of small delayed ones. That's not a rounding error. That's nearly $750,000, created entirely by the gap between "I'll start eventually" and "I'll start today." The market didn't punish the second person. Time did. And time is the one thing fear can never get back once it's spent. Section 7. The question that actually resolves the fear. So here's a different way to think about the fear itself. Because most people are asking the wrong question entirely. Most people ask, what if I lose money? That's the wrong question. Here's the right one. The question that actually matters isn't, what if this goes wrong? It's, what does it cost if I never try at all? We have already answered this question twice in this video, with real numbers, not guesses. Doing nothing isn't the neutral. Risk-free option, it feels like. It's simple, a risk with no visible warning label. If this pushed you even slightly closer to starting, this channel exists to keep doing exactly that. The fear you feel right now isn't a sign to wait. It's the exact sign that you're standing at the edge of something worth doing. Drop a comment telling me if you're opening that account today, and I read every single one of them. And you don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin.